We are 227 days away from the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo. One of the best parts about the Games, of course, the stories of the athletes and everything that goes into just getting there.
Sure, and Jamie Edmonds has a story of one local woman who did everything she could to fulfill her dream.
Amanda Chittister's journey to the 2020 Olympics could be tracked all the way back to her T-ball days. But really, it started back in 2012. And in that time, there were hardships and setbacks, but she never once wanted to quit. 4 times a week for 2 hours or more, Amanda Chittister is here inside Phoenix Athletics in Howell, grinding. Some of that you hear is physical exhaustion.
Okay.
Some of it, sheer power.
Chris is a little crazy and I'm a little crazy, so the crazies mesh well together. It's so, there's so many good conversations back and forth. He's so in tune with the body and I'm so in tune with my sport.
The idea here is to push herself to the limit, to become the very best softball player she can be. Chittister came to trainer Chris Down a few years ago.
We saw a few things she could work on, and I gave her a few drills, and she ended up feeling a lot of improvement over the season, so she contacted me after to do her actual prep.
That prep is preparation for the 2020 Olympics. It's been a dream of hers since she was little, growing up with 4 brothers.
They played baseball, they played football, and if I wanted to play with them, I had to keep up with them. I mean, there was a lot of tears, there was a lot of me getting kicked out, but it did make me better.
Chittister says that competition at home bred a fierce competitor out on the courts and fields in Allen Park. She admits basketball was her favorite sport until her freshman year at Allen Park Cabrini.
Freshman year in high school, I think, is what kind of sealed the deal for me, that softball is like, I think I'm going to go with this. So that was the direction I went.
Clearly it was a good choice.
It was a great choice.
Chittister moved on to her dream school and played for Coach Carol Hutchins. Chittister became a 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year at Michigan. After college, she went to Japan to play professionally. Then she took a coaching job at Duke. Then in 2016 came the announcement from the International Olympic Committee. Softball would return to the Olympics for the first time since 2008. Chittister knew she had to quit her job and try and make it.
I didn't want to live knowing, wow, I tried to make all this happen and then I didn't get to live my dream.
Almost immediately after making her choice, she suffered her first setback.
The World Championship semifinal game, bases loaded, and I take one right in the wrist, shatters my wrist.
Chittister needed 2 surgeries to get back. Then in 2019, her second setback. She didn't make the team.
Cut completely. Yep, done.
But instead of hanging her head, Chittister went back to the gym with Down and worked harder. Changed her routine, completely overhauled her nutrition. In October, she was invited to the final tryout. Coach Chris waited with bated breath.
Sends me just a list, and I'm looking through it, and I'm like, wait, is her name on it? So there's an immediate point of like, and then her name was on it, so it was cool.
Chittister did it through injury, through people telling her she wasn't good enough. She's now the catcher and first baseman with Team USA heading to Tokyo. She says it won't hit her until she gets there and hopefully gets to stand on the podium.
All that work going into it and then just like sitting there listening to the national anthem, like that's what I keep envisioning, like through all of this.
In Howell, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
Wow.
I'm exhausted, first off, just by watching her workout. You might have noticed she was training barefoot. She tells she likes to train that way because she believes it strengthens her feet.
Talk about strength. I mean, the woman, agility, and just everything. A lot of things. I played softball a little bit in high school. None of the girls, including me,
We're doing that. One other
any
interesting
of that.
thing, by the way, 6 of the softball games in Japan are going to be played at Fukushima.
How about that?
The site of the nuclear plant that had the, wow, so fascinating.
We will be following.
Yeah.